What if you're not blocked at all? What if you've just been showing up as someone wealth doesn't recognize? This isn't about how much you affirm or how many hours you script or how badly you want it. It's about the identity you've unconsciously chosen, the version of you keep waking up as, the one who doesn't know how to receive, the one who believes wanting is greedy, the one who feels guilt right after something good arrives. You're not stuck because money hates you. You're stuck because you've become loyal to lack. You've practiced it so long, it became familiar, and what feels familiar becomes what you call reality. Let that land. You didn't ask for scarcity, but you learned how to survive in it. You learned to make it look effortless. You got good at going without, good at being low maintenance, good at shrinking just enough to not take up space. And now that you're asking for more, your nervous system doesn't know what to do with it because reality isn't fixed. It's fluid and it responds not to your effort, but to your assumption. And assumptions, they're not loud. They live in the pauses, in the way you brace before receiving, in the way you silently prepare for it all to disappear again. So no, you're not blocked. You're just still waking up as a version of you that was built for survival, not overflow. But that can change because now you're ready to remember who you were before scarcity became your script. Let's be honest. You've already done the mindset work. You've repeated affirmations until they lost meaning. You've visualized checks, journaled gratitude, practiced positivity, and yet you still feel the grip in your chest when the bills come, still panic at the thought of charging more, still overgive, overdeliver, and underask. Why? Because mindset is conscious, but identity lives deeper. It lives in your emotional body, in your nervous system. In the earliest moments you were told, that's too expensive, or felt like your needs were a burden. It lives in the shame of asking, the fear of being seen, the panic of having and losing. You're not just thinking thoughts of lack, you're carrying it in your wiring. Until you address that identity, your mindset will only dress a wound that never healed. You can't think your way out of who you've been told it's safer to be, and it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to choose again. Let's talk about sabotage. Well, not the loud, obvious kind, the quiet kind, where you lower your price right before the launch, where you delay the payment link, where you say, it's okay when someone ghosts you. It looks like sabotage, but it's really identity protection because part of you is still trying to stay consistent with who you were, the one who got praised for being low maintenance, the one who learned that struggling was humble, the one who made it safer not to have too much. And so when abundance shows up, that part of you panics. It said, wait, this isn't me. This isn't how it's supposed to feel. So you shrink, you delay, you accidentally block the flow to stay in integrity with an identity that no longer serves you. It's not sabotage. It's self-loyalty to a version of you that was never meant to last. And now you're being invited to choose something new. Pause here, because if you don't know, the moment money became emotionally dangerous, you'll keep reliving it without knowing why. Who were you when you first saw money cause harm? Maybe you watched your parents argue over bills and broken dreams. Maybe you were told, we can't afford it. Every time you asked for something small, maybe having more made people jealous. Maybe needing made you feel weak, or maybe you saw money come and go fast and decided never to trust it again. And maybe you started building a version of yourself that didn't want to be a burden, didn't want to ask, didn't want to need, didn't want to be seen as too much. So you became low maintenance. You celebrated others, but flinched when attention turned to you. You got good at survival, but allergic to receiving, not because you're unworthy, but because the version of you who could hold more never felt safe enough to exist. Neville said, "You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are." Read that again. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So when you say you want wealth, but you still feel like someone who struggles, the mirror can't lie for you. Reality will only reflect the state you're in. This isn't punishment, it's precision. Reality is loyal. It mirrors the self you're currently embodying, not to hurt you, but to invite you back into alignment. Wanting money isn't the solution. Becoming the version of you who already has it is. Money isn't outside you. It's a reflection of the identity you've made real. You're not trying to get rich. You're trying to return to the version of you where money is normal. Close your eyes, Warning, and feel her. The version of you who doesn't flinch at invoices, who doesn't justify her rate or shrink her gifts to make others comfortable. She charges without shame. She receives without tension. She walks into a room already knowing her presence is valuable. She doesn't need to explain. She doesn't need to prove. She's not performing. She's just being. She's not better than who you are now. She's just less afraid to take up space. Money flows to her, not because she works harder, but because she's open, unresisting, anchored in a quiet knowing. A knowing that says, I belong and overflow. This is the self you're becoming, not by fixing anything, not by controlling the outcome, but by releasing the false self. You've been performing for years, the version of you who overthinks, who earns love through effort, who translates lack into virtue. You don't have to become her. You just have to stop pretending. You're not already her, because deep down, you've always been. Neville called it living in the end, not wishing, not hoping, but assuming the state of the one who already has it. This isn't about imagination. It's about embodiment. It's about showing up as the version of you who know it's already done. So ask yourself, how do you breathe when your rent is already paid? How do you walk when money always comes back? How do you speak when overflow is normal? How do you price your work when you're no longer trying to prove your worth? You don't need to force anything. You need to step into the identity. That reality has no choice but to reflect, because reality doesn't respond to your words, that responds to your state. Overflow doesn't come because you say the right affirmations. It comes when your body says, this is safe, this is me, this is home. So stop trying to attract, start assuming, and let the world rearrange itself around your new state of being. You were never blocked. You were just being a version of you that forgot how worthy she was before she ever achieved anything. Forgot that rest isn't laziness, that softness isn't weakness, that receive it doesn't make you selfish. You thought you had to earn your enoughness, but you never did. You just learned to mistake survival for strength. You learned to chase security instead of embodying wholeness. And so, Your reality reflected that. Because money like isn't a goal, it's a mirror. And when your reflection changes, everything else follows. The numbers, the clients, the opportunities. But even more than that, the way you hold yourself, the way you speak with certainty, the way you no longer flinch when something good stays. So no, you're not chasing money. You're chasing the version of you you were forced to abandon to stay safe. If you're done shrinking to be digestible, if you're done performing lack to seem relatable, if you're done mistaking hustle for self-worth, then this is your moment, not to push harder, but to pause and choose again, to come home, to the self who trusts without proof, to the self who receives without apology, to the self who doesn't negotiate her worth just to feel safe, because you're not blocked, you're just awakening to a version of you who already exists beneath the survival mask. She doesn't try to be worthy. She just knows. She doesn't chase clients. She magnetizes them. She doesn't strive to be enough. She remembers she always was. So if you're done running after money and ready to return to the version of you who never had to, then subscribe, not because you're broken, but because you're finally becoming too whole to perform scarcity again. Reality doesn't shift when you finally get what you want. It shifts when you become the one who already has it.